Okay, so you want to know if these Candy Girl skates are the right skates for you. So let's just go top down specs. This is a stiff as fuck suede boot with a heavy metal plate. These laces, these toe stops, and these wheels are not stock, obviously. I don't have the laces in the toe stop because the laces shredded after a few weeks, and the toe stop I used up in about a month. So, and that was about daily skating. I had these for 6 months total, and I skate almost every single day. And I do majority street skating, but also park, and I've skated in the rink in these. I've also done trail skating with these. I love to trail skate. So these are the wheels that originally come with them. I fucking hate these wheels. They're a hybrid. These wheels are the luminous wheels. I say that because sponsor me, please. But these are the luminous wheels, and they're also a hybrid wheel. I'd say this one's a bit harder, and also it's bigger. And as a beginner, I had skated in rinks since I was a child, but these are my first pair of adult skates. These wheels are shit to learn on as a beginner, especially if you live somewhere hilly, especially if you live somewhere that doesn't have good quality concrete. So I was learning on hills and stuff because I live in Washington, which was fucked. It was definitely fucked on these, but I made it work. I made it work for a good while before I realized, hey, I took a big tumble. That's where I got that scar from on a trail skate. Couldn't control my speed. These things are stiff as fuck. And yeah, I just fucking wiped out. So I was like, hey, you know, people say smaller wheels, more control. They're totally right. I got a pair of Radar energy wheels, the 57 size, so they're smaller than these a little bit. And I really like those. Those, as a beginner, being lower to the ground really is kind of amazing. It was kind of an immediate, you know, feeling of like, wow, this is easier. Because I was skating outside a lot of the time, it felt a lot smoother because these are fucking hard. So I would say upgrade the wheels or whatever, but regardless, if you're talking about the stock skate, these wheels can work. They can work. And they worked for me for a while, but I did upgrade, so about a month in. Which I guess if you were thinking about like cost effective, that does add up into the like total cost of the skate. But I personally think this base price of $100 is really, really, really good. These bearings though that come with the skate, fucking terrible. Get new bearings, they suck. But they will roll. They will still roll, and you can skate literally get these out of the box and just start skating, which is great. So let's talk about the boot. I said it was stiff because it is. This is broken in, and this is how much it's flexing. Like, this is, like, I'm not joking. Like, this is how much it flexes. If you've seen reviews of, like, the Moxie Lollies or even the Jack boots aren't as stiff as this. Dead ass. And there's less, like, but there is padding inside, but there's less padding. That there's nothing, like, it's not thick padding, but it's, like, it's really supportive. Like, really supportive. They come in women's sizes. I got an 8. I have a little bit of room in the toe box, which I like. But I mean, you probably could size down if you really want like tight skates, but I bought a size 8 in women's and they fit me. So that's the sizing thing. I don't think these are not sold in men's sizes. They're sold in women's. So yeah. And then, let's see, what else? The frickin' plate being heavy as fuck. These are the cushions that came with them, with the stock cushions or whatever. I haven't changed these out yet because I'm lazy, but they're pretty, I'd say they're pretty, like, stiff or whatever. I've been in parks. I do a lot of jumping, so I'm kind of afraid of switching out to, like, soft cushions. But we'll get into the plate and how this plate is kind of heavy and not very reactive. So it means you kind of got to put a little bit more of a like oomph to do your turns and a little bit of like oomph to, you know, feel your edges out. When out of the factory, you need to loosen these trucks. You need to loosen the wheels because they come way too stiff. I was skating on these trucks like a little stiff in the beginning. and I loosened them up. And that's something you really need to feel out, especially as a beginner, to like how you want your trucks to feel or whatever. But now I wear these, my front trucks are loose as shit. They're so fucking loose. And that's because it takes a lot, because like the combination of the heavy plate, the boot being stiff, it takes a lot of energy to get this skate to turn. And it's noticeable once you have better skates. But in the beginning, like, seriously, if you're starting out as a beginner, like, I really highly stress that, like, the learning curve, it gets easier. It's hard in the beginning, and sometimes it can be because of your gear, you know. And not to say that, I honestly think that the Candi girls, I love these skates. I'm talking a lot of shit about them, but it's because I love them. Because honestly, for the price, I wouldn't recommend like any other skate at this price point for $100. Like, I think the Impalas will not last you like these will. Like, this boot is so stiff that I honestly could see myself skating in this for, you know, years, like at least 2 or 3 years. And, you know, that feels good as opposed to the Impalas, which I've heard people, you know, the stuff lifting after a few months, you know what I mean? And also with like the pleather, the Impalas just get scraped up. This is solid. I've scuffed this shit up. This is like dirty. You can see like the amount of wear and tear on this skate, and it's still trucking. It's still good. I just feel like it's really solid. It does have a little bit of drawbacks or whatever in terms of just like blatantly the shit's heavy. Shit's heavy and hard to maneuver sometimes. But I'd say that can kind of be a pro, so, like, if you're a beginner, just because the like stiff boot really keeps you solid. It really keeps you like, which like can kind of be a downfall with the maneuverability or whatever. But if you loosen the trucks and stuff and just start slow, you should be good. But it really gives a lot of support, which is why I think like I would not recommend the Impalas for the skate park. But that's just because of the way I've never skated in Impalas, but the material, like the way I see a lot of people like their Impalas wear down is there's a lot of creasing and like because I think there's soft padding that wears down over time inside of the Impalas, whereas this boot is stiff as fuck and it's going to stay like this. Like, it's gonna support you with these like jumps and stuff, and that's mostly what I do in the skate park is jumps and stuff. So yeah, check out my Instagram at @theyskate if you want to see more of that. But yeah, I would say that if you have the money and you know that roller skating is something that you're gonna want to do or whatever, I'd say, okay, like get some boardwalks, get some, what else, like moonlight roller, some Rydell's or something if you're like, okay, like skating's really something that I want to do, and I have the money to spend. If you only have $100, you want to get into skating, I feel like this is a really good beginner boot. Like, I really do. You do have to do some upgrades or whatever, but I honestly think it's worth it because here's another thing with a cheaper boot. All of these things on the skate, you can put on other skates. Like, you can put on other skates. A friend of mine gave me a pair of skates, and that's where my other wheels are. They're on those skates, and it's like wheels, I feel like, and laces, toe stops, I wear out toe stops all the fucking time, but wheels and laces, like, I feel like are really worth the investment because they last. Like, they last. These are Derby laces from the, like, brand Derby laces, and they're really thick, so much better than the Candi Girl ones. The Candi Girl ones are literally like floss. They're like blowing in the wind, like, they're shit. But if you just, you know, but laces are not that expensive, and wheels can kind of add up, but honestly, I think it's worth it. So I guess who should buy this skate? Someone who doesn't have a lot of money, someone who doesn't really know if they want to get into roller skating or not. I would also say someone who likes to start at a lower barrier of entry, a lower price point when they get into hobbies. That's why I bought these. Also, I'm poor, or broke. But yeah, like, I love these skates, and I will probably be skating in them for years to come. I also wanted to get these because I love to DIY stuff, and since these skates are so cheap, I won't feel bad like putting bleach and dye and shit all over this, which I think is one of the most fun things about skating is like customizing and having setups be your own. And yeah, I'm pretty sure other skates that are $100 also don't have a metal plate, and I know that's important for like park skating and stuff. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I'd recommend these boys. I really like them. They wear like really beautifully, I feel like. I fucking scrape the shit out of them all the time, and I love them. The only thing is, I would say wear them loose. I used to tighten these up like all the way up to my ankles, way too tight, almost no movability, really fucked. I could not, just like swivel and feel my edges because my foot is so locked in with these tight, stiff ass boots. So I would say lace them loose around the ankle because it already is so stiff. You have enough ankle support, I feel like, without going all the way up. Other than that, any hacks to the Candi girls? I would say, what else? Wear like some nice socks. I would also say when you first get these, oh my god, out of the box, like massage them and like really try to get them as like, because I'm just telling you, they're stiff as fuck. Like that's a pro and a con. So you really like, and you need the boot to like move or whatever with you and like, as you're skating. So I would say like really like massage this, like really get in there and just like create creases and stuff. And yeah, break them in. I'd say they don't, because of the sizing, I feel like they don't really need to be broken like I don't know, like for super long, I guess. But actually maybe let me take that back, because I did get like definitely some marks on like around my ankles mostly for like when I first started with these skates. But yeah, it's a Roomy Toe Box. They are accurate to size, I think, and I think they're worth $100. Try not to buy them on Amazon if you can. Amazon is a terrible company with terrible practices. But if it's the only way that you can get skating, you gotta do what you gotta do. But any other place would be better. Also, yeah, if you're not gonna go with these, you're gonna go with the like Impalas or something else at around that price. Don't go with the Chicagos. Don't spend more than $100 on these, please. Please do not buy into someone upselling. Like, I know it must be like really bad to see everyone skating and like not, getting to skate, but if you're gonna spend like upwards of $200, $300, like wait for a restock of a quality skate, like a Boardwalk or a Moonlight or even like a Moxie, I guess, or whatever, and buy those, because honestly it is like the price directly correlates with the quality of the skate, and you should not be spending more than $100 on this skate blatantly. Like, do not do that. Please don't do that. So yeah, other than that, like, fucking love these things. They're cool as hell. And I think, if you got the money, get them. They're a good impulse buy. So yeah, if you want to know more about it, if you felt like I missed something, let me know in the comments. And yeah, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter @theyskate, and on OnlyFans. Blah, deuces.